Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now we'll be doing question number 3, page number 1, page number 83. We are doing chapter number 4, lesson 3, primary mathematics for class 6. The question says, at a fruit stall, the ratio of the number of apples to the number of pears was 6:5. So apples to pears ratio is given 6:5. After 30 apples were sold, the ratio of the number of apples to the number of pears, the new ratio was apples to pears. It became 9:10. Okay. How many pears were there at the stall? Okay. So the question says that this was the ratio before selling the apples. After apples were sold, 30 apples were sold, the new ratio became this and that, this 9 and 10, okay. So how much quantity for pears was there? Okay, this is the question, okay. So here we have apples to pears 6:5 and new ratio is apples to pears 9:10, okay. So see, in the question apples were sold, okay. The number of apples changed, but the number of pears remained the same. There was no change in the number of pears. After selling or before selling the apples, pears were the same. So we cannot have two different pears because their quantity remained the same all the times, okay. So we need to equalize this number. If we have here 10, we must have here 10, okay. So we'll be multiplying it with 2, became 10. If we are multiplying it with 2, we will also multiply it with 2, becomes 12, okay. So now see that this is the same if we compare, but here we have 12 apples, the ratio, here we have the ratio of apples 9, okay. So apples were sold, so the difference came in the ratios of apples, no problem, because apples were sold. So we'll be finding out difference in number of apples because apples were sold. What we'll do is that we will just subtract. This is 12 and this is 9. Okay, 12 minus 9, 3. So 3 is basically the difference. Okay, so difference means that apples were sold before selling 30 apples, their number was different, and after selling 30 apples, their number was different. Okay, so it means the difference was due to 30 apples. Okay, so apples sold were 30. So this created the difference because the ratio of apples changed due to the sale of these 30 apples. So this means that 30 units of apples sold, they are equal to this difference 3. Okay. So if there is 1 unit, so it means 30 will be 30 apples were sold, okay, 30 apples, so they have units difference of units 3, okay. So 1 unit is 30 divided by 3, it becomes 10. So 1 unit is equal to 10. 1 unit is equal to, okay. Now we need to know the pears. Pears how many? 10. Okay. Pears how many? 10. So pears have 10 units, 1 unit is equal to 10. So for 10 units, we will multiply it with 10, we have 100. So number of peers were 100, okay. So I'll try to recap this question that before selling the apples, the ratio between apples and pears was 6:5, and after selling 30 apples, the new ratio was 9:10 in between apples and pears. So we need to know how many pears were there, okay. So pears remain the same, there was no difference, there was no change in the number of pears, only the difference was in apples. So we cannot have two numbers in pears, we need to have one number. So if we have here 10, we need to have 10 here, just multiply with 2, we get 10. If we are multiplying here, so we need to multiply here also 2, 12, okay. So apples became 12 and pears became 10, okay. So 10 is same. So the difference is between apples. So 12 minus 9, 3 is the difference. This 3 is representing the 30 apples which were sold. So we will multiply 30 with 3 and we get 10 for 1 unit. Pears have 10 units. So 10 into 10 is 100. So 100 pears were there. This was the question number 3. It was on page number 84 and 85. Two methods are given for each solution. We are following so far one type of solution so that all the questions should be done in the same way. Now we look at question number 4, which is appearing on 85 and 86, page number 85 and 86. The ratio of the number of marbles Farhan had to the number of marbles Junhao had was 3:4. Farhan to Junhao 3:4. Then what happened? After Farhan bought 15 more marbles, Farhan got 15 more marbles, okay, the ratio changed and it became 3:2. So became 3:2. How many marbles did Farhan and Junhao have altogether at first? So we need to know number of marbles with Farhan and Junhao altogether. Altogether means we need to add up, okay. So this question says Farhan and Junhao have the ratio of 3 and 4 for the marbles, and after Farhan got 15 more marbles, the new ratio became 3:2, okay. So we need to know that how many marbles they had all together, okay. So now what we need to do is that, see, Farhan got more marbles, okay. Farhan's number will remain the same, okay. The difference is, okay, Farhan got more marbles, okay, but Junhao, his marbles remained the same. The number of marbles for Junhao remained the same. There was no change in the number of marbles for Junhao. So we cannot have two different numbers for Junhao, okay. Try to understand that in this question, Farhan is buying, he is getting more marbles, okay. He is getting 15 more marbles, but the marbles with Junhao were the same. There was no change for the marbles with Junhao. So we need to have the same number, okay, for Junhao. Here it is 4, so we need to have 4 here. Multiply it with 2, it became 4. Multiply then with 2, it became 6, okay. So then we have the new ratio for Farhan and Junhao. Farhan is 6 and Junhao is how much? 4, okay. So in this way we see that the Farhan is having 6 and Junhao is having 4 in the new ratio. Okay. Now we need to see what is the difference for Farhan. Farhan is having here 3. Farhan is having here 6. Okay. So the difference for Farhan is 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. Okay. And what was the difference in the number of marbles? 15. He bought 15 more marbles. Okay. So then it means that the difference 3 units is equal to 15 marbles. Okay. This is the difference. Okay. This is the difference 3. Okay. So this difference in ratio 3, it represents the difference in marbles because he got 15 more marbles. So if we need to find out 1 unit, we'll be dividing this 15 with 3, we get 5. Okay. So 5 is the 1 unit is equal to 5. 1 unit is equal to 5. Okay. Question was, how many marbles did Farhan and Junao have altogether at first? So first they had 3 and 4. So it means they were having 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Okay. So their units were how many? 3 plus 4, 7. Okay. So 1 unit is equal to 5. Okay. This is 7 units. This is before 3 and 4. So 7 units we have altogether. 1 unit is equal to 5. 1 unit is equal to 5. 7 units is equal to 5 into 7. 35. Okay. So they were having 35 marbles altogether first. So I'll repeat this, that the question says that Farhan and Junao have 3 and 4 ratio. After that, Farhan got 15 more marbles and the ratio changed to 3:2. But we told you that Farhan is getting more marbles, but the number of marbles remains same for Junao. So we need to have one number for Junao. Here it is 4. We'll go for 4 here. 2 into 2, 4. 3 into 2, 6. Okay. So 6:4 is the new ratio. But how much was the difference? The difference was in the question due to the marbles got by Farhan. So that was 6 is new, 3 is old. 6 minus 3. So 3 units, they represent the number of marbles bought, 15. Okay. So 15 divided by 3, we got 5. 1 unit represents 5. So they had first how much? 3 and 4. So together they had 7. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 units multiplied by this 5, 35. So 35 units were there. It means that 35 marbles were there altogether with Farhan and Junao before getting 15 more marbles by Farhan. Okay. So this was about 3 and 4.